Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Mesas to Mountains Innovation Summit. Mesas to Mountains is a four-state collaboration between Alaska, Idaho, Montana, and New Mexico, funded through an SBIR Catalyst Award to introduce underrepresented populations into the innovation ecosystem. This is a culminating event for that year-long effort. For this summit, we have brought together decision makers, thought leaders, and movers and shakers from federal agencies, the investment world, technology transfer offices, and support and development organizations. You're going to be treated to a number of informative panels, have the ability to schedule one-on-one meetings, and can browse virtual booths. But before you can get around to any of that, we have to get this party started first. And what better way to start it off than a word from Brittany Sickler, Networks Program Manager at the U.S. Economic Development Administration. Before joining EDA, Brittany was with the Office of Investment and Innovation at the U.S. Small Business Administration. In her role there, Brittany did many things to support the SBIR and STTR programs and the innovation ecosystem as a whole. Here's a non-exhaustive highlight list. Managing SBIR road tours that, over a 5-year period, made a stop in every state and Puerto Rico. Allowing people in those states to learn more about the SBIR, STTR programs and to meet with federal program managers one-on-one. Leading and arranging monthly SBIR support organization calls, where we learned about programmatic updates, changes, and were briefed by federal agencies so we could provide a more value-added service to the small business community. And most importantly, at least to all of you attendees today and tomorrow, starting the SBIR Catalyst program, which provided the funding that allowed our 4 states to come together, serve the interests of underrepresented businesses across our region, and put on this 2-day event. With that, I now turn it over to Brittany to welcome you and give a kickoff for our 2-day event here.
Thank you so much, Del. I'm happy to be here, especially getting the party started and being able to talk a bit of the history and share the light on some of the excitement around where we are today. Beyond you, Del, just also I wanted to say a big thanks to the team, Dana, Stephanie, Anne, Mark, Evelyn, and Jeremy. It's a lot of work to put on an event like this and to do it well so that everyone walks away with important information. And so a huge thanks to getting us all together. As Del mentioned, I'm now at the Economic Development Administration, and a lot of the work I focus on now actually has its roots in some of the work that we did together at the Small Business Administration in the innovation ecosystem, where we really came together from places across the country, all kinds of institutions, organizations, even on the small business side, on the federal agency side, and we're able to share opportunities, and in particular, back at SBA on the Small Business Innovation Research and Technology Transfer programs. We found ways to learn from each other, to tackle new problems, and came under a shared vision of how can we see more innovation, not just in the technology sector, not just in individual businesses, but as a larger community, how can we move forward together? And so while I can't see you all today, I do know that here at the summit this year, we have a wide variety of small businesses, federal program managers, the innovation ecosystem representatives, all sorts of entrepreneur support organizations, experts, local organizations, all trying to, as Del mentioned, be able to grow, share information, and hopefully move forward with some really strong resources. The SBIR Catalyst program was, I do want to highlight, it was born out of that community, the community both on the local organization level, folks that would complain about some of our other federal programs that were meant to go in and support entrepreneurs. And so there were a lot of questions that used to be on how could we do this better? How can we actually pilot or try things to be able to reach different potential entrepreneurs, wherever they might be, whether that's in the kind of a university side, whether that's out in the field or maybe already in a different kind of business or company. And then on the federal agency side, there's a similar push. How can we, get out beyond our traditional methods, and how can we really move the needle forward in terms of who's participating in the SBIR and STTR world? And so I do like to give credit kind of across the board. As with everything, there's a lot of folks that contributed not just their insights, but their time, their energy to getting that competition out. And making sure that we were able to fund a variety of organizations around the country, all testing different models. And so here we are today. This particular project had a focus area in New Mexico, Alaska, Montana, and Idaho. But of all those organizations involved in that project, I know that they are very collaborative in a way where they want to be inclusive across the board. So at the summit today, we have a wide representation of states and territories listed. Just a couple quick highlights from some of that SBIR Catalyst work. For folks that don't know or didn't know, there were 2 10-week innovation accelerators, all talking about SBIR, the innovation realm, commercialization, patenting and protections, all sorts of licensing and tech transfer issues. Of the participants, this is what I think is particularly striking and very relevant to SBIR Catalyst, is that the participants were over 70% identifying as underrepresented or underserved in this realm. So we had rural, minority-owned companies, women-owned, Native-owned, and other kinds of economically or socially disadvantaged founders. The majority of those that participated in those cohorts were first-time applicants, no prior SBIR awardees. So a lot of folks that are really trying to get there, as I'm sure many of you here today are as well. There's a lot of issues and needs that were surfaced through those experiences, and in particular on proposal writing, budgeting, and other issues that you'll see woven throughout the sessions today and tomorrow. And the folks involved covered a wide variety of technology areas, from bio, linguistics, educational technology, energy, food and agriculture, augmented reality, and more. And so to be able to find commonality across, I think challenges always bring people together in a way. And so despite some of the differences of the actual technologies that they were developing, how to get funding, how to form those companies, and how to have the right support along the way were definitely key. And so, coming now together here, we're not all part of one of those cohorts, but we're going to be able to benefit from some of what they went through and be able to dive deeper into some of the topics so that, at the end of this conference, I really do hope you'll walk away with tools and connections that you'll have been able to take away or take advantage of the conversations virtually to find help or possibly offer your help as well to this community. So I want to say thanks again, Del. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens today, and I'll be back with you all again tomorrow. Thank you.
Great. Thank you for those really great welcoming remarks today, Brittany. Now, I'd like to officially start our event. All of today's and tomorrow's panels and talks will happen on the stage right here. There are going to be some times, like right now, where we will have to do a small transition between items, and the stage is going to go dark for a minute or two. Just sit tight during those periods as we have some great content lined up. It should automatically start it again, but in case it doesn't, you can select the next session in the top bar in your browser. Just hit the bar and select the next item down, and you should see the next session and the next talk already in progress. Well, with that being said, though, we're going to be right back with our keynote address from Dr. Jennifer Shih, Director of Ecosystem Development at the Office of Innovation and Investment within the SBA. Stick around.